Hey, what's up? So recently I actually saw a post. It was a post about coming out. I was kind of going through something emotional, and I guess at that moment the emotions won. So yeah, it was 1 point for the emotions. But it actually just got me to thinking that you know what? I think that in terms of coming out as like a member of the LGBTQI love you, it's it's an issue of um because it always feels like it's something that you need to always keep doing, to me anyways, because it's always about there's always someone else who doesn't know that maybe in terms of how you present yourself, because I always kind of feel like most of the time I don't present the way that I'm supposed to. I came out to this girl a while back, and she actually asked me if so I guess I used to kind of have this thing where I used to just introduce myself as gay and then just kind of explain it from there, just based on the reaction. I think it was more of a precursor to the real conversation, to kind of gauge if the person is like how willing are they to actually understand. So I used to do that, and then I guess in doing so, she actually asked me if I was a top or a bottom. To be honest, even to this day, I haven't actually Googled those words to understand what they mean. But I mean, I obviously have a vague idea. It's not vague, it's pretty clear, relatively clear, yeah. So, the thing with me is an issue of even within those bounds that people always try to put you in and have you checking boxes in. I don't really feel like I belong or I abide by the same rules. Because my answer to her was it vacillates with me. So I can't be a top for sure. I probably can't be a bottom as well. So then, it, I guess in a sense, it kind of made it a little bit difficult even in meeting people that are perspectives in a sense. Because if I meet a guy who maybe is a top and then I'm not necessarily a bottom, then does it create like a clash? And how many people out there are like me in terms of vacillating? Moreover, how many of them are in a position to vacillate in harmony with me? You know. So yeah, it becomes a very tricky subject. But for me, at this present moment, I just saw the post and I thought, you know what? Maybe I just need to come out for the last time. Like after this, I'm not actually doing any coming out of any sort. It's either you know or you don't, and if you don't know, then I don't know. I'll watch this video. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get to it, but yeah, just watch this video and leave me out of it. So yeah, it was kind of something like that. But yeah, so in identification, in introducing myself, in checking in, my name is Bongo Musa. I'm a cis man. I'm pansexual. So yeah, that means I'm into everything that I'm into though. So yeah, pansexual. I'm very, very, very pansexual actually. So yeah, I guess it's kind of also been one of the things that makes it hard for me to actually be with people, I guess. Because honestly, okay, I guess maybe it's more of a personality issue than it is about my identifying. Because actually, I once approached this guy. He was kind of online though, but then he ended up ghosting me. And then I had this guy who was a friend who was kind of a prospective, but then he ended up ghosting me also. But I guess it was more based on the things that were going on in my life at the time and his lack of empathy towards those things, maybe. And then well, obviously with girls a lot of the time actually. I'm actually surprised that I even date girls, to be honest. But then yeah, it always feels like, I'm just not ticking the right boxes for them. But then yeah, so in terms of yeah, so I'm pansexual, like I'm very pansexual. Actually speaking of which, I should do drag at some point to kind of just, um identify, like to not to identify as such, but to fully express myself just one day, because I actually sometimes do want to do something crazy in terms of, for expression, like the art of it. But then I usually restrict myself because I'm often in situations where I feel like I need to, in as much as I hate checking boxes, I need to at least maintain a certain, like, I need to have a certain standard low where I can't go below that. Because if I do go below it, then it's gonna make me existing in that present moment to be very hard. So yeah, pansexual. And then this year, 2022, earlier on, I actually decided I was polyamorous. So sorry. So yeah, I'm polyamorous, but this one is pretty fluid. Honestly, for me, polyamory was more about the other people person uh than it was about me. It was more of a thing of to say that, you know what, I don't want you to expect perfection from me, because honestly speaking, we all grow up with our certain defined perfect, and to a lot of people, mostly girls, I haven't been that, which is okay. I mean, I don't really have an issue with those girls not finding me as, that one guy that they would, whatever. But I wanted to open it up for them, so that if I'm not, because I mean, people cheat most of the time, anyways, which is crazy to me. Because I mean, okay, honestly, it's not crazy. It makes a bit of sense, because people are usually in unhappy relationships, and then they always just seek happiness outside. And I guess there's a thrill for them if it's secretive. But for me, I just wanted to open it up, because if you're gonna see other people do it, okay, cool. I mean, just include me in that, man. I don't want to date the people you're dating necessarily, but just let me know that, there's a guy, one, two, three, and then that's cool. So yeah, it was more of a thing like that to me with polyamory. But I guess I always just had this note at the back of my mind, and I actually kind of said it to someone that with me, it's gonna be an issue of if I'm with someone who finds me to be like they're perfect, and like wants only me, and like shows it through their actions as well, then it's gonna be very hard for me to be polyamorous in that kind of a relationship, because then it'll be like I don't appreciate the effort that the person is making towards me. I don't know. I guess the 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 wording of it right now is just becoming a little bit problematic. But honestly, I don't think I could be with someone who only wants me and still seek something outside, because then it'll be an issue of. Bear in mind that there's a subtle requirement that I like them too, because otherwise we wouldn't be dating at all, you know. So I don't think I could be in a situation where it's gonna feel to me like a very daisy thing, because it's gonna be as if I'm just taking advantage of the poor girl because she's understanding, or poor guy because he's understanding, or poor human because they're understanding. So I don't know. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, beyond actually being a cis poly pan man, I'm also single, and probably will be for quite a bit of time. Yeah, it just never seems to work out. We just never seem to really understand one another uh, to the required levels for me, anyways. To for them actually as well, cause I'm not gonna lie, like I get rejected a lot, which is probably reflective of a lot of things. I'm not gonna blame them as such, cause probably there's something that I'm just not, there's a certain standard that I'm not meeting, which is okay. But yeah, so it just doesn't work out. So I seldom just take breaks also, a lot of breaks. So yeah, I guess I'm a voluntary non-data intervalee. So yeah, an interval voluntary non-data. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, I guess I'm just, riding the wave. So yeah, that's all it is for now. Yeah, I hope you understand and you feel it. Otherwise, love.